You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now?
What up, y'all, man? Welcome back to episode 5, Bell Rocket Crypto. Back in the building, we got my man Moonwalk Crypto. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling great, feeling great.
That's a lot better than these markets today. How about you? Moose? How you feeling?
Ooh, man. Hey, I'm feeling good, Cap. Ready for the market to go back to the moon, though.
All right, man. Some signs indicate that it may be a little bit of time before that happens. So, let's do some digging into what we figured out this week. So let's talk about the big news. The Feds, they met up again, and you know what that means, right? Everybody know what that means. Basis points, hikes, increase. We've talked about it last time on this show and a few other times before. Yes, it's only episode 5, but we've already told you guys that these hikes were coming. Okay, and right now, they're talking about 50 basis points, and maybe 75 is the new 50. They're trying to threaten people. They're getting in a little bit of. They're trying to be a lot more hawkish in their language that they're communicating. Hey, just check this out. This is Chamath Palihapitiya. Okay, big tech, big investing. Listen to what he says about this.
Hold on, wait. Before you play the clip, man, say that name again, man.
Chamath Palihapitiya.
Hey, man, I thought his name was Kamal Palihapitiya. I don't know. I'm being all wrong, man.
Hey, man, trust me, I had to do a couple of one-overs just to get the name right, bro. But Chamath Palihapitiya.
Much respect to the captain, man. That's why he's the captain, man.
All right, let's play it.
It's probably going to happen at the late end of this year, beginning of next year. Just the real question is how high are rates between now and then? And again, I think the setup isn't very good, which is that the investors in the stock market are playing chicken with the Fed. And, they're just at the beginning of a rate cycle, and they haven't been able to impact any real forms of liquidity in the equity market. And so I think they're going to attack that. And the only blunt force instrument they have is rates. And so, you could see rates at 3.5%. And that's going to impact a lot of stuff. And the problem is that, it's going to be after the economy has slowed down, because it's going to be after a lot of these, fake savings, if you will, have been depleted. When the Fed gets involved, though, they get involved in a brute force way.
Let me make a prediction right now. If we're definitely headed into an economic slowdown. I don't know if it will meet the technical definition of recession, but very high.
2 negative quarters of growth.
Yes, exactly. So very high chance, I think, of recession, like Chamath said, towards the end of the year.
And as y'all could hear in his concern is, here we are playing chicken. Investors are playing a game of chicken with the Feds, and it's frightening. Hawkish language is now being pushed, and they're saying, hey, investors aren't getting out of these markets. The markets are continuing to be really, really sturdy. And here we are. Let's push the envelope a little more. Remember, the Feds have at least 6 more times that they can do this year. 6 or 8 more times they can do this year. So what does that mean? I mean, how do y'all feel about this, man? How about you, Moose? You tell us first, man. How does it make you feel when the Feds, they're trying to warn everybody, nobody's listening, and investors like us ourselves, and of course big money investors that actually move the markets. How do you think they're internalizing this? Hey, man, let me push up the basis points from 50 to 75 on our taxes. There are our increases for the rest of the year.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think they are. I think people are feeling it, man. You saw this week, the stock market took a massive dump this week, man. Just absolutely terrible, and crypto was right there with it. So, regardless of what people think, the market is reacting to these Fed and these increase rates, man. I'm gonna tell you, the average home loan now, just as of this week, 6%, man, on a 30-year mortgage. So you put that into, perspective, that's steep, man.
Where did it come from?
Oh man, I'd be guessing
4%.
4%, man. Probably as low as 4% in the past 2 years. So that's a lot of money.
In the past 3 years, it was 3%.
Oh man,
this year it was at 4%.
So you see, man, that's a significant hit. And then what makes it even worse is that homes, the prices are still high on homes. So it's a beast, man. Believe me, people's pockets are slowly going to start to see it, man. It's only the beginning.
And yeah, I completely agree, bro. In 50 basis points, people aren't getting scared when they hear that. They're looking at, hey, let's scare them with 75 and make that the new norm. I mean, everybody kind of can see the article we have posted in the description here regarding exactly what the feds are talking about. You just heard, some really hawkish language, man. They're really trying to get people to shake them down until they can get the markets back to where they need them to be. They got to tighten it up before this is just an asset that they just cannot control anymore. So what about you, Moon? How do you feel about it, man?
Yeah, actually, to touch on what y'all said about that real estate, right? The fact that the big time investors that have investment properties, they're selling off their properties right now. So obviously there is some reaction to this hawkish language, and people are not paying attention to it. But the fact that they're getting rid of any, so they won't be over invested at the moment, over leveraged. It's really a seller's market right now, but they're starting to slash their prices just to get up off of these things before everything hits the fan. So if that's any type of indicator what's going on just in real estate, which has been the safest thing you could be in these last few years right now, it just lets you know what's going to happen to tech stocks. Well, actually all the stocks. I don't know what's going to be. I don't know what's safe right now.
Yeah. I mean, because we're seeing things that it's all-time high. Think about it, man. Everything is at its all-time high.
The bubble that people talked about from 2020 on, it was like everything you got into was just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
It has to be a correction. What goes up has to come down at some point. And right now, Bitcoin is at 38,000. I won't be surprised if it gets back to 30,000. Around that area. It's gonna hurt, but all I can say is anybody that is smart enough to hold on to their money, and then buy it when everything is low, while everybody has fear, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be laughing to the bank in 2 to 4 years. So, you just try to take emotions out of it. Try not to see that, hey, I'm buying it when it's red, because everybody usually wants to buy when it's green, and just take that leap of faith. Or, I mean, maybe this isn't the industry to be in if you're not the type of person that wants to take risk to secure a better future.
If you're comfortable with putting your money in now and seeing it go down 20%, just know that that's going to happen. Okay, but
no, don't put it in now. Don't put it in now. We all saying it's going down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But DCA, think about it. If you put it in now, you never know. This could go left or right. But DCA,
that's true.
Now, put a little bit. We've talked about this. Put a little bit in now, put a little bit in later. Keep putting a little bit in until you've accumulated enough. And right now is a good time to accumulate. We haven't gone up. We haven't gone, really down that much. I see the bottom looking around 30 grand, man. I think if anything, we might see 30 grand. And that's just because of the hawkish language, man. You got them talking the way they're talking right now is really trying to get people to, hey, listen, we are going to tax heavily, and you're going to see it aggressively. And that should kind of start to squeeze this quantitative easing that they're trying to do. They're trying to just tighten the buckle a little bit to balance the books a little bit. So we got to take in consideration all of that. So that's the way I believe this is going to happen. But the feds also are dealing with some crackdowns, man. I mean, mining is a big deal, and they made it such a big deal. You guys remember when they were talking to Elon, right? And Elon was, hey, let's get everybody involved with, making sure that they see it green. It was like his green tweets on crypto is what sent the markets going down, tumbling last year. You remember that, Mo?
Yeah.
Same thing.
I know.
Same thing that's happening then is still going on, and people are kind of shook to see whether this is this real or is this FUD, man. I mean, look, check these charts out. We show you guys just the Bitcoin mining in general. Okay, in general, Bitcoin's mining percentage is, I mean, low comparison. It's using about the same amount of energy as a country like Argentina, okay, or a little bit more than Argentina, maybe in comparison to, let's see, Austria. Okay, a medium-sized country like Austria is using the same amount of energy as, you know, a crypto like Ethereum or Bitcoin, which is it's a big deal. But I mean, when you take into consideration how much banks are using and how much our financial system is really dependent on the energy that it's being used now, I mean, what is this that we're looking at here? Is this FUD or is this real? Is Bitcoin something to be concerned about because of the much energy that it's using? Or is it something to really take a scale and look back and realize that, you know, banks and stuff like that, they're using, you know, hundreds of times more than what Bitcoin's using? What do you guys think, man? Moon, let me get your input first, bro.
Man, this proof of work, energy consumption, all political buzzwords, and because of that, it's important. But how drastic is it really to the environment? It all plays into your views and your political views, right? And since a lot of politicians want to go the safe route because the narrative that is winning right now is carbon emissions is going to destroy the world and we need to pull back, right? We need to pull back everything. So because of that, things like proof of work are in danger, right? But we don't have nobody has the real factual proof, right? We're just speculating what could happen, just like we're speculating on the price of Bitcoin, right? So through that speculation and through the culture war and through the I don't know, I guess you could say I don't want to say propaganda, but you know, through their messaging, like their messaging is winning. So if you are in proof of work like Ethereum, Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is gonna be fine no matter what happens, actually. But if you're like Ethereum, I can see why they're trying to switch to proof of stake while they're running their whole blockchain right now, right?
Well,
So
and to your point of just that, like Ethereum is moving to proof of stake, proof of work. What is that going to be aside from Bitcoin anymore? I mean, really, if you think about it, Bitcoin is going to be one of the only proof of work systems that
Litecoin might stay that way because they're trying to be the silver to gold, right? So
yeah,
Litecoin might stay.
The Lightning Network is here, and yes, Litecoin may stay, but
I've heard
Lightning is there for Bitcoin, right?
But I've heard things like Lightning Network is if the foundation's trying to switch to proof of stake, man. So I don't know, man.
What it would take, and here we go. This is how ETH 2.0 got involved. You know, another fork that would happen. That's how Bitcoin Cash came about, man. Some people agreed to move forward in one direction, and then the rest didn't. And here we are with a hard fork, leaving two separate cryptocurrencies. You know, ETH when ETH got hacked, and then next thing you know, ETH got hacked or ETH Classic got hacked, and then there became ETH. So we're on.
How many times are they going to break and fix the thing? Like, I don't know. They just, it's as they go, literally, let's just run through this bull in a China shop and we'll figure it out. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And we'll talk about that here in a second here about ETH and you know, how is it going to survive that type of movement here with, you know, as they transition from proof of work to proof of stake, how could they survive when that is the narrative being pushed right now so heavily? That's what, you know, many people attribute the market crash of 2021 towards, you know, when people found out Bitcoin wasn't green anymore, next thing you know, let's pull the plug.
That's what I mean by political messaging, right? That's what I mean. It's not an imminent threat. It wasn't about to be it wasn't about to be a nuke dropping on us that we had to have just such a drastic reaction to somebody saying it's not green. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Miles, what do you think, man?
Man, you know, normally, man, me and Moon are on opposite ends of the spectrum, but man, you echo everything that I think. This whole energy consumption thing it's a reach by the politicians, man. Environmental always sounds good when you're trying to push your agenda. And to be fair, the environmental concern is an issue in any effort that man puts forth. And you know, man, like the guy that's pushing some of this proof of work investigation into these facilities, is Congressman. I think he's out of California, man. So California is already like they're like the top state for environmental protection type stuff. So I expect this type of initiative to come from one of their representatives, man. And
Right.
listen, that's just, this whole, they got this stuff with carbon now where all these companies sign up to become carbon free. Nike's part of it and Tesla, and they get all these, accolades and stuff for trying to, produce the least amount of carbon. So carbon, energy, it's a big deal. I'm like, I agree with Moon though. I don't know how much of a needle turner it is on kind of the paradigm, if you will. Like I don't know. It can scare people more than anything, but I don't know that it's the main driver in Bitcoin mining being worth it or not worth it. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And listen, I'm about to throw the curveball at you guys. First of all, Big Moose, you used a word that I'm assuming it was paradigm. I want to suggest that's what you were trying to say.
Oh yeah, good looking. Hey
right.
man, the captain leading the way, baby.
No doubt. I want to make sure that people know what we got going on here. All right. The second thing here is, all right, they're doing something about it. All this green initiative is because, to be fair, it's a big deal. All right. It's a big deal. And here's why it's a big deal. Bitcoin and the prices there are today, if we're anticipating them to get where they're going to be, all right, and we see the halving taking place, which means you cannot mine by law, by physics, by the way that it was set up and designed, it will now take twice as much energy to mine the exact same amount as it does today as it will in 2 years from today. And with that being said, the price of Bitcoin continuing to rise, the value of mining is still going to be outrageous. Even when Bitcoin is at $1 million a coin, it's still going to be a good lucrative business to get in and set up. But the reality of it is it's going to be an emissions problem at the rate that it's going right now with how much effort it takes to mine proof of work. It's inevitable. It may not, it's just like the ozone layer. It wasn't a problem when they were telling us about it in the 90s. They were telling us about it in the 90s to do something before it became an irreversible problem. And that's where we're at today is it's an irreversible problem. I don't think it's going to stop Bitcoin from moving, but they're going to try to restrict as they regulate everything in their path to make sure that if you are going to do this and use Bitcoin, this is, you're going to have to meet these expectations. I mean, you got people complaining about the noises from the factories that are burnt, using all this energy and yada, yada. This is a true thing that's happening.
Cap,
right
I got a question though. Why is it that why are they saying things about Bitcoin when gold uses 2 times the amount? 2 times the amount.
It's actually more than 2 times.
Well, yeah. Okay, it's a little bit more than 2 times. Yeah, but I'm just saying, why are we targeting Bitcoin when to mine gold? It's way more energy.
I do think that there is ulterior.
Matter of fact, the whole banking system itself uses more than Bitcoin. Doubt. So why is this targeting Bitcoin when Bitcoin is not even close? I'm like, we're gonna put a chart on the screen on this one. The energy consumption annually, it's not even close. Well, but the banking system is way above. And gold is way above. So why is Bitcoin being targeted?
Well, hang on. So there's 2 things in there though. So right now you got to look at, and this is the factor. It won't be spoken about by governments and stuff, but they definitely could take this into consideration. Both of those industries, both banking and particularly gold mining, provide jobs to this economy that Bitcoin, as of now, does not provide. The only person mining Bitcoin is a computer geek. Seriously, like real deal.
That's jobs. What are you talking about? That's jobs to thousands around the world.
Did you say thousands versus what? Probably hundreds of thousands, millions, if with the banks.
Wait. How many gold in itself? How many employees do you think mining gold
It's a whole market.
Oh man, what are you talking about?
No, I get it. It's the market. I understand that, but it's a whole market behind Bitcoin as well.
No doubt, but it's a different skill set.
They lead the whole crypto, bro. The whole crypto, this whole future of finance is being led from Bitcoin, and it's using less energy than gold could ever do. And it's going to be bigger than what gold is. Like, if you do agree, there's
but
bigger
we're still like we're still about
no doubt, but there's
from where gold is. Gold is already 10 trillion.
But I get that. But in the next 5 to 10 years, they are going to be as big or bigger than gold.
Which means,
right, but it's almost.
You don't think all these dApps, all these creators, all these developers, these aren't jobs that are creating more jobs?
We got
Yeah. So still, I mean, to your point, it's like, yes, it is, but it's still going to become an energy problem. The problem they're not fixing right now is they're not in the position to let Bitcoin and crypto do its thing. They're not in the position to let it. There's so much. We got the CBDCs that we've talked about. They're not in the position to let the banking system. Remember, a lot of that is overhead and cost and energy that is being used for the buildings, the infrastructure, the data centers. Like, crypto replaces all of that. And that's where the CBDCs come in. So we got a lot more to get into when it comes to that. That's going to be something that we'll definitely tackle and talk about next. But as the last topic that we wanted to bring to you guys is more on the same of this, ETH 2.0. Okay, that's coming. And TBD. All right, let's just call it TBD, because ETH is notorious from sticking to a date that they're going to offset their hard fork, soft fork, whatever they're going to upgrade to, which is essentially what a fork is an upgrade. So ETH 1.0, which is the Ethereum you guys know of today, is proof of work, okay, which consumes as much as the country is Austria. Okay, but as they move to ETH 2.0 TBD, 99.7% less energy will be consumed once that's in full effect. All right, we could go around the room or figure when is ETH 2.0 going to be in full effect? They say they said Q2 of 2022. They pushed it back to Q3 of 2022. It's very likely that some of these impacts won't take place until 2029. Okay, like it ain't possible. But Moon, how do you feel about ETH? And well, to the listeners that don't know about your experience with ETH, I think you should tell them a little bit. Nonetheless, let's start with you, bro.
All right, look, man. I think Vitalik told everybody, and the ETH community doesn't want to believe what he said. I don't know if they think he's trolling or what. He said it's about a good 8 years before this next ETH rollout. They keep on saying next month. I keep on saying next week, 2 days from now. I keep on seeing articles. Oh, it's here. It's closer than you think. It's right around the corner.
They can't lose liquidity, baby. They can't lose liquidity, baby. They got to keep you on the hook. Right?
I understand the network effect, first mover. We're here first. We're gonna break things as we go, and we're gonna figure it out. I get it. I believe that ETH is Titanic. It's huge. It's huge. Everybody's saying it can't fail. Everybody's saying there is no such thing as an iceberg. Yeah. There is no cold water. We don't need safety boats. We don't need safety boats. All right, that's what they're saying about ETH. Okay,
they're keep trying to build, and as they are destroyed from the infrastructure.
I heard somebody say something great. They're like, ETH is like a plane that's flying, and you're trying to change the engine while it's in the sky. I think that's a great analogy, because it's everybody using ETH. ETH it's huge. I like ETH, but the thing is, you rushed it out. It was rushed out.
Yeah, but
just like in the internet.
Though, wait, but that analogy though that you just gave, in 2028, rebuilding an engine while it's flying may be extremely common. Okay.
But
in 1960,
we're talking about right now.
I hear you.
You can't switch no engine while it's flying right now. Right?
You're 100% right.
You can't build a whole nother engine while you're in the sky. We're not doing
in 1960. Did they think they were going to refuel you while you're flying in the air?
Like in 1960,
that's an outstanding. That's a good counter analogy, Captain.
That makes no sense. We're not 8 years from now. Right now, where are we at? We're in 2022.
I know,
okay,
exist exactly.
They're trying to do it right now. What are you talking? Wait, man. What are we talking about, man? We're trying to do it right now.
Will ETH stay on? That's all we're trying to figure out. Is will ETH? By the time 2.0 comes out, will there still be an Ethereum to invest in? Will it be around? Yes. Okay, but I'm sure a lot of people thought AOL would have been around because they were first movers in the internet in the .com boom.
Yeah. That was about to be my point. I was like, just because they're here first doesn't mean that they're going to be around in the end. That's it. That's all it is.
I agree with that. I do agree with it.
What about you, Moose?
I think that right now there's so much money literally locked into ETH that
I agree.
That I think it has no choice, man, but to survive, man. That's what my gut tells me.
See, listen, Titanic.
So this is the thing, man. Like Ethereum, at the end of the day,
too big to fail, right?
It's too big. It's almost like Bitcoin, man. I mean, think about it. Bitcoin.
No.
Bitcoin's proof of work, for crying out loud. I mean,
Bitcoin's in a class of its own, though, man.
But I think that's an arrogant assumption if it poses a significant risk to environmental. You got to think Bitcoin's not even being utilized to its full capacity. So
what is Bitcoin's rival, though? What are all the things that are being made?
No,
Bitcoin is alone, bro.
Let's stop it.
They don't have all these avalanches and Solanas and
no doubt.
Cardano.
Are diamonds rivaled right now? Are diamonds rivaled? Bitcoin is not going to be rivaled, bro. That's just the deal.
Bitcoin is
a store of asset. It's a store of value.
So at the end of the day, man, Moose's stance is I think Ethereum. I think it survives, man. Like I think it survives, man. I don't have.
But what is your definition of survive? Because you're saying they'll be around, or will they be the dominant player still?
Well, I think if they have a successful merger, man, I think they'll remain dominant, man. I mean, right now you got to think about. Well, you got to think about it like this, man. They have the biggest NFT marketplace space right now. I'm not saying they can't lose that share to the likes of.
That marketplace is just a year old, man. If that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It is, and a lot of people hopped on it, man. But
a lot of people are hopping off of it too, though, because it's too expensive. People right now are saying that if you own NFTs because you're rich, people are rebelling against NFTs because of the Ethereum prices on NFTs. They're like, oh, NFT, I don't want to hear nothing about no NFT. They're getting mad when they hear the word NFT now.
But you got to look at the big picture, man. Where are the institutions putting their money at? And right now, it's still spread out over both Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, you name it. They've got their money spent. I can tell you by a mile. You can just look at the cap on Ethereum. There's a lot of money that's locked up in ETH2's contract, and it's not out yet. So, I mean, the value is going to do one of two things, man. I can't see the value of ETH. I can't see it failing, man. That's just me personally. It doesn't strike me as that. Do I think it could be a long ways off? Yeah, it's a lot of things a long way off. Flying cars are a long way off, but flying cars will happen.
They will happen. Far off, bro.
Flying cars, they'll happen, no doubt.
Yeah,
it won't be this summer.
Prototypes are already out there. It's right under our nose, just like robotic dogs and AI. It's happening right before your eyes. Trust me, y'all. It's happening. Okay, like. In my stance, man, ETH straight up, it's one of those things where right now it is too big to fail. It's like saying Microsoft in the 90s was going to tank by 2000. No, but the competition in Apple,
what about
IBM, what about who?
Netgear.
I mean, yeah.
Well, Netgear found a way to survive, though, man. They're still around.
They're not the leader in the market.
But that's my point I'm making. They'll still be around, just like McDonald's is around, Wendy's is around, Hardee's is around. They'll still be around, but then the Chick-fil-A is going to come in and dwarf the market, and nobody's going to go to McDonald's after they realize Chick-fil-A's got better.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
people are still going to eat McDonald's, bro. What I'm saying is, though,
I feel
there'll
you.
be another blockchain that comes in that's going to do just more Telos than anything that ETH is doing right now.
Snuck in Telos.
So I'm just saying it's
I
already
love Telos.
a lot of these things are already in its favor. It's just people don't know about it. People didn't know about ETH until people knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to let the people know.
All right, let's wrap it up.
As we go through in this continue episode 5, Whale Rocket Crypto, Moose, Moon, your boy Captain here for you, leading you out on and off to the next one. Episode 6, come see us live again. We'll see y'all. Peace.
Like,
Peace.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul.